Well, we made this project since the beginning with what we call the spirit of joy. That that's the thing about making films. To joy making it, enjoy making it, and so you can enjoy watching it. So we feel very, very, very responsible for these 2 hours that you, well, 111 minutes that you are going to spend from your valuable life. So I mean it, we feel very responsible for it. So please open your mind, open your heart, open your soul, so this spirit can become to you. This is our premiere in the U.S. Well, in the whole continent, and in America. I mean, from Alaska to Ushuaia, of course. America's that for us, and it's bigger. So anyway, uh, open your heart and please enjoy the movie. If you don't enjoy it, well, let's talk about it later, and so we can feed you back or something. Well, this is the compass, and this is our work. This is our spirit. Thank you very much.
Don't forget to vote afterwards, and a big thanks to the 700 volunteers and interns who make this possible. Pons. It's hard to believe this is a first film. I mean, it's so assured, and your sense of style is so, you know exactly what you want. Tell us, let's start at the beginning, kind of, what was the origin of this? Where did it start, with an image, with a theme, with what?
Well, I was in the film school in Barcelona, so our teacher asked us for scripts like every day. So I remember this anecdotic situation that happens to people from my town, and I I wrote 12 sequences, scenes, and it's the beginning of the film. So the beginning of the film is like different of the rest of the film, and he said, "Well, you just keep on writing because this is an interesting story." And I thought it's not really interesting, so I changed it to what you saw, and it was just about sorry, being there, living in Barcelona, and when you live far away from Mexico, you can see all these images and situations come to your head. And sometimes you see these situations in other countries, and you just translate it first in these terms to what you want and to make a Mexican story. So that's how we get it.
Hmm. Were there filmmakers that you particularly admired,
Yeah.
that you had kind of as models in your head?
Yeah, I have. I always say that I have both influences and references. My influences are of course Fellini. He's maybe one of my biggest influences, and also Buñuel, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And I have Emil Kusturica, Naki Kaurismäki, and Robert Besson, the Francia, the French, sorry, and Roy Anderson is one of my favorite from the last years. They are my influences because I know they do films for what I was telling you, the spirit of just having a good time filming. You know, they didn't really care about the storytelling, but they have fun in the set, and they made these incredible films. And my references are, of course, from the film school. You have some from Bergman, and you know, there's a lot of things in the movie that I copied. I mean, I adapted from another films like Chaplin or Bergman or even Bellatar. You know, the last shot is my exercise to have a Bellatar shot, you know. And there are also the coins. I don't know. There are a lot of references.
Yeah.
But I like to have both, because there are some filmmakers that just film and make movies to have fun and to share it to the people, and that's very, very important for me.
Yeah, yeah. Should we get some questions from the audience? Don't be shy. Back, yeah, back in the back.
Location, where was it shot? Was it all within a general vicinity, or was it spread out over the desert like it looks?
Well, it was a very specific location. We found it, like, since the commission in Mexico wrote the script, they told us, you know, there's this location in Zacatecas in Mexico that could work for you. Because I said to them that I only needed 200 meters, just because we shot it like one scene from one side of the road and the next one and the other, and you know, it's pairs and knowns, you know. And so we found this in Sombrerete, this great location that also had this beautiful church just 20 minutes from there, and this great school and everything there. So we didn't have to move long, you know, from one location to another. It was like a miracle. That, you know, I always say that we didn't found the location. The location found us, like Peyote does. When you look for it, well, no, he's the one that search for you and finds you.
And the time of day too, right? It was very important because you had that certain look. What is this? One day? Is this,
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be or not. It's like whatever.
Yeah.
It's you know, this kind of narrative. It's
like an
yeah. The idea is like it can be. I don't know. It can be or not. It's up to you. Yeah.
Tell us about the boy who gives electric shocks. I think people wonder if that's real or your invention.
Well, Mexicans here are here knows that they are real. You can find them on squares and parks, and it's very common in Mexico. And there is an anecdote of that, because my teacher in the school, in film school, Michel Gastambide, who's a great screenwriter in Spain, he still now he thinks that I invented this character, and I always say you have to come to Mexico and have some good electroshocks after a few tequilas. But yeah, it's this is not a surreal film. It's a film about, I mean, images and people that makes images, real images in Mexico. It's like, and I know it's here in LA, for example, that, for example, for my wife and I that live in Europe, it's like, what? All these characters in the street in downtown LA? It's the same. It's the same for the film.
Yeah, it's not surreal when you live there.
Yeah.
But it is. Way back there.
First question, are you from Mexico? You said you...
Yeah.
So originally, and then you went to film school in Barcelona.
Yeah, I'm Mexican.
Now, are you working on anything right now?
Yeah, just moved back. I lived in Barcelona for 10 years and a half, and I just moved back to Mexico last Friday. I mean, a week ago. I moved back to Mexico. Yes, I'm planning to make one film in Mexico. I want to shoot in, I don't know, soon. And then I wanted to go back to Europe and make some things there. But yeah.
What's the story about? Can you share anything?
The new one.
Yeah.
There are two. The earliest is an adaptation of there's this Catalan writer that was exiled in Mexico for 20 years. His name is Pere Calders, and he wrote this story about these very, very, very poor people that live just besides a cemetery, a graveyard. So their houses falls every time it rains. Yeah, You know what I mean? And sorry.
Yeah.
And one day they decided just to move inside the cemetery to live because it's concrete. There's light and electricity and gas and stuff. So it's again an exercise of how can you treat space with cinematography like this one. You, you know, that's it. And the other, it's like very complex.
Some more questions. Yeah.
Just wondering how long it took to shoot.
How
5
long
weeks.
did- 5 weeks.
5 weeks. Yeah.
Where do you find your cast?
My?
Where do you find your cast?
Oh, it was funny because I don't really cast. You know, my producer said, "Well, you have to make a casting," and I said, "No, I only have to look for nice people." You know, because I want to work with nice people, not only in the cast but in the crew, because the only thing I want when I am shoot or when I film is to have a good time. That's the main thing about this job, you know. And so I found him. There's an actor of the film right there. Stand up, Alexander, please. He's Alexander, and he won't make me lie, but yeah, he's from Finland. He plays the only two roles of an American character in the movie. You know, there are two roles. They're the only two gringos in my movie are played by one Finnish guy. The same. So it was about it. It was only about getting fun and had a good time and work like this. And because as you can see, I don't really direct actors. I don't feel like a scene director or a performing or acting director. I am always beside my EP and speaking. Of course I speak with them, but just like jokes and not instructions. Like you have to do this thing or that. We were shooting in wide angles, so whatever you do, it's the same for me. You know, like it's okay. So we did it that way.
Did you do a lot of takes?
Yeah, a lot. The most takes I did was like 4 for one shot.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
no,
long-
it was
long,
of
yeah.
course. No, I don't really like to have much takes. I think I believe in the naturality of the few takes for each shot, and also because there were these wide angles, so we didn't need a special performance or anything. But we only did like, I think the most was 7. My producer was really angry with me at the beginning, and then he appreciated it. Yeah.
So has the film played in Mexico? How has it been received?
No, it hasn't.
Oh, it hasn't?
No, it hasn't. No. That's one thing we are like. It's going to be played on next month in a festival. It hasn't been said, so I cannot say the festival. But I don't know, because it's like, for example, Fellini. If you ask to any Italian guy what he thinks about Fellini, he says, "Well, I don't really like Fellini." Or in Spanish about Buñuel, they say, "I don't really." Or guy from the U.S. about Jarmusch. They don't really like Jarmusch. So we say. I don't know how I say it in English. Nunca eres profeta en tu tierra.
You're not a prophet in your own land.
You are not a
Prophet
prophet.
without honor in your.
You're an ad. Yeah, I remember. Yeah. So.
Any more questions? We're running out of time here. Yeah.
It seemed to me that all the characters riding in the wagon all represented different social archetypes in Mexican society. Was that what you had in mind? Was that the plan?
Well, not really, because Mexican society is really complex. You know, it's like Indian from India. You know, the how do you say it?
Castes.
Castes. Well, Mexico is the same, and So again, I wasn't really looking for them, but they found me. It's like the location thing. I just since the beginning, since the screenwriting, I just let it flow. I just let things happen, in it's like everything that came to my mind, and it was like, okay, why not, and in the end we had this great bunch of people, going nowhere, but it's like the society right now. Where are we going? Who anybody knows here? Well, nobody. And yeah, it could be. Why not? But I didn't really was looking for it. It just came. Religion people, the religious people, the poor people, the weak people, the sick people. But we are all have something with each one of them, and it's disorientation and having a lot of faith in one thing we don't know, that's the common thing. So yeah, yes and no, but why not?
Thank you all for coming. Don't forget to vote. Thank you, Arturo.